Anybody got some bass? This now's the time to ask, man. You got the big dogs.
One more question. Those neon strings, or the red, especially yours, sounded so good. Are those like nickel? Like, are they round one? Like, what are those?
They're magic strings.
All right, so look. So we hanging out here in the basement with all these bass players. I mean, it's like bass players everywhere. And that's how we do this in Detroit. I think this is the only place that actually films people hanging out in the basement with a bunch of bass guitars. I think that's like we the only one to do that. And I got some bass players that I can ask, does this happen other places? Because some of these bass players travel the world, the country. And we're gonna see who travels. This guy, he travels all over the country. This is Brandon Rose, one of our Detroit's finest young bass players, up and coming, mad career on the way. Do they do this anywhere else, man? Like just hang out in the basement and just talk about basses and stuff?
Absolutely not.
I know they got like NAMM shows. I know they got clinics. I know they got seminars, symposiums and stuff. But and I know this guy named James Ross in Nashville or something like that. St. Louis, my bad. He has a thing too where he interviews bass players and stuff. But nothing like this where everybody bring their bass. Only problem is we ain't got no amp to plug them all up right now. But can we just talk about basses for a second? First of all, we got Brandon Rose. What kind of bass you play, bro, right now?
I got a Fender Jazz.
Fender Jazz, American or Chinese?
Active.
American. Yeah.
The deluxe. What's that one?
Deluxe, yep.
Yeah.
And what kind of strings you rocking on?
The DR Red Devils.
Okay, we also got another bass player over here. The legend himself, he don't know it yet, but he a legend, Mr. Kern Bradley.
What up, though?
This the bass player played with Lady Gaga, Beyonce, you name him, he done played with him. So folks, when we have people in here, how long you been playing, you think? Quite a few years, right?
Yeah, about at least 25.
How long, Sage, how long you been playing?
4.
Threw the camera right over there.
So he been playing 25 years. He done hit with Lady Gaga, Beyonce, the Earl Klugh, jazz, gospel, the Winans, pop, soul. He done play with everybody. Sage, who have you played with?
She's got 20 years.
No one?
So
it's not fair. You play with Eddie every month.
Yeah, there you go. I play with Eddie. I play with my orchestra at my high school, and I play with my jazz band too. I also played in the jazz band at Mason Middle School and the orchestra.
Okay, my point is, we got a wide variety. I'm not comparing her to him. I'm just saying we got a wide variety of bass skills, levels, and amount of years played. Cause Kern, only 25 years. Reggie, how long you been playing?
49.
See, look at that, 49 years old. He been playing bass longer than some of y'all. Seriously, he been playing a long time. What kind of bass you playing right now, Reggie?
I'm playing a Sean May custom fretless 6-string. It's sitting over there in the corner.
Beautiful.
Y'all see
Preparation for
that?
bass day.
Y'all see that there?
This is something one of our DBP members built for me about 3 years ago, and he did a fantastic
Back it
job
on
on it. He did a really fantastic job on it. I can't say nothing about him. I wish I would have took them serious early. I have 2 of these by now.
Okay. Bag up and stuff. Now, again, to show you the level of expertise hanging out in the basement today, Reginald Canty is the Northwest area music director for the legend Detroit bass player himself, Michael Henderson. So don't be sleeping on Reggie, y'all. He got some advice for you. Listen to it. Take heed, as they say. Also, we got another Detroit bass player over there. What's your name?
Adam Brode.
Adam Bro. He's been in the basement. We've interviewed him. Go back and check out his interview. And what kind of bass is that you working?
This is a Sadowski.
How many strings?
4.
4 strings. Why only 4?
I have a 5-string too. I like 4 better. Just it's hard to say why.
Great answer. You is that your favorite type of bass, Sadowski?
I have a Fender Jazz that I really like too. It's heavy, so I play this one live more.
Okay. And
They
also,
both sound killer though.
also, he doesn't play bass, but he's the dad of a bass player. How phenomenal is it being a dad of a bass player, Tom?
It's a driving. You have to be a driving force. Driving force. Some days they don't want to get out of bed. Some days they just, they just need to get motivated and get moved on. And she does all right.
That's good, Sage, that your pop.
All right.
Jeez, I feel hurt.
Not only is he a driving force, you force him to drive you to all these gigs.
Roadie? I'm a roadie. Yeah, I'm a roadie.
I tell you something, though, Sage, enjoy the ride, because I came from a household where my practice was considered a nuisance. They just wanted to keep me off the street. I'm serious, so in Brandon too, you have parents that are just supported up. Eat it up, because I had to wait for the house to empty or to go to other people's house in order for me to practice when I was younger, before I got serious and I had my own place by the time I got serious. But you have a jewel in your father is just supportive of you. I take my hat off to both of y'all for being this supportive.
Well, not just them two. We got another. We got moms over here who I enjoy you posting up stuff about your son. I enjoy it. And especially the basketball stuff, because, bruh, I'm telling you, I used to have skills as a basketball player. And I know you play basketball too, don't you, Randy? You remember I sent you a text. You was playing basketball and somebody was throwing you the basketball. I said, let somebody else catch the basketball for you and save your fingers for the base, But I love basketball too. And
if I'd have took that advice, that would have never happened to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like Jocko.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really. At least one finger got to break the other 9 now.
And look down and my finger was like that.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Play bass, don't mess with that basketball.
I don't want to think about that right now.
Jonathan, what kind of bass is that you got right there?
This is a Warwick Pro Series 6-string bass. I also play double bass.
Yeah. What kind of strings is that? Those?
DR, I think.
What do they call those? Green what?
Neons.
They ain't got no name like the Red Devils over here. You got the Green Monies or what?
Well, the funny story is, I was on my way to a gig and I tuned the top C string, and the C string popped like 5 minutes before the gig. So my mom asked the manager of it was Cliff Bell's, if they had a screwdriver so she could do the string, and she did it and put the top string on. And I liked the sound of it, so the night of the Super Bowl, my mom just changed all the rest of the strings.
You know how to change the bass. Go ahead, Mom.
Got a tech.
Yeah, he got a roadie and a bass tech. A driver and a bass tech.
Come up too.
Of course, they all at that.
Oh, really?
Good combination.
They are.
Desperate means require desperate things.
That's good, bro.
You know, the crazy thing is, all of them at that age, Brandon and his pops, Jonathan and his mom and Sage and her dad, they all at that age now where they ready to roll themselves to the gig, right? You driving yet, Jonathan?
Permit.
See, they ready to drive. You roll? Did you drive here?
No.
You ready to roll though?
Yeah.
You only 14. I don't know. You ready to drive?
Illegal, but
Okay, and what kind of bass is that you rocking there, Mo?
This is her bass's big brother. This is SR 506 6-string Ibanez.
The Ibanez 506 6-string.
Yep.
How do you like that bass?
This is the best bass I've ever had. Before this, I had an Alvarez 6-string.
Never heard of them.
I
Yes.
have, yeah.
I mean, you can look it up on the internet. You'll see them.
They were prominent back in the 70s. They made a lot.
Like
And it was
80s
like
too,
a few ounces heavier than this one.
Okay, and say she just said, George, you got a what you got there?
SR 505. Yes. Yes.
SR 505 Ibanez. How you like it?
This is my baby. Anyone else can touch my 4-string. I have a Squire jazz bass that I keep at school to play. They can touch that all they want as long as they don't like break any of the strings. Just be careful. Don't you can drop it. It'll break the floor. This one's my baby. Don't touch this one.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ed, what you doing, Ed? What you playing over there?
This is a Warwick Corvette 5-string. I'm using Diodario Nichols on it right now.
That's that's not a real German one. That's the
This is the one for the poor man in China.
look, folks. Folks, for real, this is a professional musician, and he don't care about I gotta have the bass. I'm putting quotation marks up, folks. He playing what he want to play. You know what I'm saying, right? Or is that what you don't?
You do what you can.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can do better.
Right. You know, that brings the question to Karen. Do you play what you want to play, or you just play what they give you? Because I know you just get stuff free all the time.
I'm endorsed by Warwick. That's my company. Great company, amazing basses. Beautiful technology. I grew up playing Fender though. That was my first love, the Fender bass. Seeing Larry Graham. So I'm always gonna be true to my Fender basses. But Warwick is my company. Got 16 basses. I think the most expensive Warwick bass I have is $7,500. That's the Infinity.
Yeah.
I played one of your basses. It looked like it was a semi-hollow. Remember we was doing that rehearsal?
That was the Infinity.
That was the Infinity. Man, when I put that in my hand, it sounded. I was like, I was like about to say, Karen, look over there, and just walk out the building with the bass. You know what I'm saying? It really
I know that trick. I'm never looking over there.
Is that a rabbit over there?
This never happened.
Look!
I didn't know I could run so fast.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm saving one run for some. I think I'm saving for the next time a dog chased me or something. Yeah. I got one run left in me. Okay, so look. Did anybody have anything specific that they want to talk about as far as the bass is concerned?
I have something, not bass, but does anyone else here play any other instruments besides the bass?
Well, I'm a guitarist and a drummer.
With a Detroit bass player shirt on.
Well, yeah. What can I say?
It's the same. Me and him were on the same one.
Yeah.
I started out on piano.
So no piano.
What about yourself?
What about myself? I said that in the last video. I play the bass, electric and upright. I can kind of play the piano and the drums and the viola and the violin and the cello.
Oh wow.
Man.
Music is a wonderful thing. Music is a wonderful thing. If you can do it, do it. And piano really. That is the orchestra that teaches you everything.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's easier to learn theory on a piano. What
was it? Miles used to go over to Dizzy's house and bother him to death. What does this note mean on this solo? And Dizzy told Miles, you got to learn to play the piano so you can see your ideas, see how the notes that I play. Because what you mentioned about bop, they got all those passing tones, all those extensions on the chord and all that. That's what Bird was doing. They call him
skimming the top of the chords, all those passing notes, and it doesn't make sense until you compare it with the chord that those melodies are playing on top of. Then you can see how they can relate. So that's what playing the piano will teach you everything.
Is that where they're implying the chord? Like it's not really like it's a different chord in the bass structure, but they imply another one on top of it through hitting certain notes?
The bass and the left hand of the piano will be carrying the major chord colors, but the solos will be skimming above, below, and all around, that sort of thing. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it'll be related to that.
Okay, you know what? I forgot all about you, man. You got
That's all right, man.
You got a bass over here too. What is that you got with you?
2000. I build archtop guitars.
Let me see it. Let the camera see it.
And in 2007, I wanted to see if I could build a archtop bass. This is a 33-inch scale, like a Rickenbacker. It's 19 inches wide, 3 1/4 inches deep, and it's completely acoustic, and it works.
Oh, so that's a John Sargent bass, right?
Yeah.
That's the second one you built?
This is the second acoustic that I made. Yep, the first one had an overhaul in it.
No, I mean bass. This is the second bass you've built.
Yeah, this is the third. My son bought my 5-string. He's in Georgia, so I got to make another one.
Well, what about the other one, that crazy one, that board? Would you say?
That's the one that he bought.
Oh, okay.
So I got to make another 5-string.
Okay.
But I did this just to see what it would sound like. This is tulip poplar. This wood is from Lowe's. This is poplar. This is poplar, and this is construction grade pine, but it's quarter sawn, as close as I can get it. And the brown wood, this Bolivian rosewood, and these are GHS boomers. I want to say 45 to 108, something like that.
Okay. You know what? That's another thing. Ed mentioned his strings, because people always, I think, when you watch videos of certain people, they have their basses and all of this kind of stuff, and then they sound so good, and people ask, well, what kind of strings is you using? Like the strings got anything to do with them sounding good? It's them themselves, but you always want to know which kind of strings they playing, just in case. So, Sage, what you got on that?
These strings on my bass are from Motor City Guitar Center, the ones I could afford.
So they came with the bass.
No, I bought them around Christmas time. I also got the same ones for my 4-string. I'm not sure what they are.
So probably Diodario.
Yeah, the Diodario nickel plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And how do you like them?
I like them.
Right. And until you try something else, right now they work. Right.
Yep.
They work. So you what kind of strings you using there? See?
These, the E, A, D, and G strings are how you say it?
Diodarios.
The B string that came with this was a 5-string set. The B string that came with this, I cut it too short. So this B string is an Ernie Ball. And this is the original string that came with the bass. I don't know.
Folks, strings donations needed. You know it's crazy. All these guys that get endorsements. One time, one of our bass players needed a set of strings, and they was like just sending him strings. Man, I forget who that was. That he needed a set of strings. He posted on the Facebook page on Detroit bass players. Detroit
endless strings or something? Detroit
bass players Facebook. Now, did y'all see that sneaky move right there?
Now, if you can't get invited to NAMM, we have to get back.
Now, folks, for y'all who didn't see that, I'm gonna play it in slow motion.
Up in Livonia.
Wow.
Seriously, folks, for y'all who didn't see that, I'm about to put it in slow motion. Now, what kind of strings are you going to put on your bass guitar?
I'm going to put the Epiphany.
Okay, so next time we ask you what kind of strings you have, you're gonna know, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You already know what kind of strings you got, John, right? Because your mom's put them on there for you. Was that what's your name again?
Julianne.
Julianne? Was that a tough job stringing up a 6-string? Because I hate stringing up a 4-string, let alone 6.
No, because Jonathan has been a double bass player for some time, and so we've gone through with playing both classical and jazz. I've had to do saw jobs to put on pickups and all different types of stuff. So this has kind of been a journey over his 8 years of playing. Mom has done many things, like changed
I
the
repaired his
C-
neck. I glued it.
Right. Like changed
Put on the French
string
polish.
by tipping it with a toenail clipper. At
You are
the
hired.
balls before.
Wow.
So she's like a luthier too, and guitar builder. That's awesome. Adam, you know what kind of strings
Yeah,
you use?
these are boomers.
GHS?
45, yeah, 45 to 105.
Okay, he know the gauge and everything. Man.
So I was wrong. I said 108, 105. So
What, Reggie?
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
What kind of
Like
strings you
108.
use?
I've been using Diodario nickels for about the last, because when I started playing 6-string, I found it real hard to find a balanced 6-string set. People will play, say, a 5-string set, and then once you get, I said, oh, no. The ball ends are different. It's going to sit on the bridge, different. And they were the easiest to find. I can find them in just about any store, so I've been using them ever since.
Okay, I have a question for you. If they made wooden strings, would you use those?
If they sounded better than the ones I did.
The reason I ask because Reggie he wants everything wood. You know what I'm saying? He don't like metal in the string path.
It's not so much that I don't like it. I'm in the plan on getting a fretted bass, but for this bass here, I wanted a particular kind of warmth that kind of emulates upright bass, and I couldn't get it with anything metal.
Right, like a metal nut and a metal bridge.
So I got a bone nut and same wood as a bridge, and it's easier for me to get those metal sounding overtones out when I'm doing an EQ and stuff, and really make it sound like. I had some guy ask me, "You play electric too?" Yeah, because that's what I want. That was my aim, to sound like a wood, upright. That's why I had sound.
I gotta say, that's one of the best sounding basses I've ever. I remember at soundcheck just sitting there looking over going, oh my. I mean, I have a very nice fretless, and I was like, I will give it to Sean May and have him. Because I have a Padula buzz bass. And you know, everyone's like, oh, that's the man. That's so good. When I heard your fretless, I was just like, oh.
Well, I had a lot of help. You know, I had help from Sean in selecting the woods that I would need to have.
It's a killer
for
bass.
the for the tones that I wanted to get, and not be something that was too bright or something that was too dark. And he knew what I needed. I said, well, put it together just like that. And I never knew about this stuff. Buckeye Burrow. I said, what is that? It looks like Formica or something. He said, yeah, but it's light and it'll give you the tone that you want and put it on top and make it. I said,
I just don't know how you play up, you know, like with that thing. Like I don't understand that.
What?
I don't know what to call this. What is that? Like
single cutaway like that?
Yeah.
It feels very natural.
It's the knot cutaway.
Yeah, right.
Where do you put your hand? Like,
see, because it's cutaway in the back too.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you can kind of okay.
So you got access.
You just can't hit a low B on the B string. I mean a high B on the B string, right? Unless you come up under.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of difficult.
I don't think he does.
Well, he can if he wants to. But
you're talking about the B string on high register on the B string.
Yeah, the high
upper string.
The 24th fret. Reggie got like 50 frets. So
up top.
Do you
on the B string?
No, he got 31.
32.
On the B string though.
32.
On the B string, hit the B. Hit the high B on the B string, not that B, the higher one.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
See, he got to go like
the thumb, like almost like a thumb position.
like an upright.
Like a classical guitar player.
You got to go like an upright.
Classical guitar player, you got to be all like this.
That's what I was saying.
And that's
like when you play on the upper register, you have to like
bass for do stuff like that.
You can't wrap your hand around it anymore.
To get the thumb position right there.
That's what he's doing.
My support to hold the bass up is in the left hand, and when you lose that, when you try to come like this, You know, the neck falls down because you got so much cutaway down here, nose dives when you take my hand off.
All right. Well, that's
I gotta
kind
get a strap that'll actually grip it and keep it in place without my hands on it.
So it does have a good amount of neck dive.
Right, has a lot of neck dive because it's cut away so much down here.
Yeah, right. You don't have a horn, right?
So I ended up either put my hand on here or I'm supporting it with this hand. So
okay.
I have a question about that. Have you considered maybe putting the strap around here and
I could
having it across there?
I was gonna have an extra one put down here, but it's so slim that I was afraid it might punch through. So I think my thing is just to get a strap with a suede on the underside, something that'll grip whatever I got on, and I can take my hand away from it without it nose diving.
Okay.
But so far I haven't had much use to this red stuff here. I put it up there so I have something to develop later on. You know what I mean?
So far we have in the house currently we have 2 Warwicks, 2 Ibanez's, 2 Fenders,
2 of everything.
Two custom.
2 custom, no, 2 custom mades and a Sadowski. Okay, and Warwick wins because he has a Warwick endorsement. So it's 3 Warwicks in the house. Okay, so
I'll trade you a Sadowski for a Warwick endorsement.